Well, hey guys. So here's what happened. I started watching some videos and was getting caught up on Astral Traveler because turn this down. He just did this two-parter for Big Star French Prague, which I love, and it just got me going to say, man, this is right up my alley. I mean, really, man, you're just cut from the same cloth. And so I said, let me dig here, and I want to show some records. And then what happened was I started to digress. First, I was gonna like do this French thing, and then oh, I want to show this, and so it's a mix. And I had to stop, or the pile would be too big. Okay, so what we're listening to, I decided to put on because it's been years since I played this, and it's not French, and so this is not a French. There's some French music, but it's a mix. This is AM, and I didn't stop to look to see what does AM stand for. I have to look. It's like artists. I don't remember, but it had been a while since it had been an ordinary enough day in Pueblo, Colorado. Is the name of this album. AM number 3, and this is on the excellent German Jappo label, and better known for jazz. But this compared to some of their other stuff which I have on CD is more along free jazz, as opposed to like some of their stuff is like a really really thick, almost impenetrable noise, and that's what I'm listening to. Dereck Bailey. Actually, it's Keith Rowe on this one. Keith Rowe on guitar, along with Eddie Prevost on drums. But Astral Traveler's been showing some dope stuff. He showed another album by this band, Coincidence, which I had never seen, and I had never heard anyone else talk about this band. Jean-Pierre Labrador is the guitar leader of the band, who has a tasty style. He's not super excellent, just tasty. And this album, that's the right word to describe this. It's just kind of a little on the fusion side, slightly prog, just tasty. And it's on some small French label. Is it? Do I still have it? I hope. I think I do. Do I have it? There was a sticker. Okay, yeah, I actually went ahead and used the sticker. But here's the insert for Coincidence, and it's on a small label. Disque Trembla. Disque Trembla. And I really like this album. And I must be using the. I thought I was going to keep the sticker, but I've had this album a long time, so apparently I changed my mind. Here's another one I need to play. It's been a while, but this is a wonderful album. Elaine Renaud, Out of Time. This is on the Eurus label. Is there an association with Richard Pinhas? I haven't played this in a while, and I can't see. This is really very good. Guitarist. Again, I'm going to try to keep these out for a while and get into some of this stuff. Elaine Renaud, Out of Time. And then this Japanese band, Sarus. Now, I didn't take the time to look online tonight, but in the past when I've tried to find out about this band, I found out nothing. But I really like this album. It's prog, but in a folk kind of way. There's some traditional Japanese elements, and I just really like some of the songs on here really, really well. On the CBS FM label, which interesting. Apsaris. So I grabbed that and decided to show that. Actually, I'm thinking that Astral Traveler you would really like this. This is really quite. Oh man, somewhere between folk and prog. But going back to France, an excellent French bassist who is no longer with us, Jean-François Jenny Clark, and this is one of his albums where he is the leader, entitled Unison. And there's no drums on here. Piano, saxophone, Digital Electronics by Walter Quintus, along with Jenny Clark on bass. This is really a very, very interesting ride. It's technically, you would say it's jazz, but it's pushing that. We really get to explore the technique and imagination of Mr. Clark on the double bass, upright bass, and this is not boring by any means. And it's on a fantastic label. It's a CMP. Excellent label. CMP record is excellent. So I'm going to shout out a few times in the video. Thanks, astraltraveler68 for the inspiration. So then I spotted my David Bedford, and I said, well, I haven't heard anybody talk about David Bedford. We know about David Bedford through his involvement with Mike Oldfield. But you know, he's a composer, conductor, and this is an American reissue of his first album, Nurse's Song with Elephants, that came out originally on John Peel's Dandelion label. Early 70s, like maybe 1972. And this is a difficult listen. This is David Bedford's first record under his name, presenting some compositions done specifically with some interesting groups. The album starts off with a piece for 8 descant recorders and 8 alto melodicas, all overdubbed, him playing. The title track is a piece for 10 acoustic guitars, and at the end there's a part on bass guitar by Mike Oldfield. That's just an example of what this album is like. It's a difficult listen, but rewarding in that kind of it's what I like about contemporary music, not necessarily classical, but contemporary composition that is not so much improvisation, but things that are structured in a non-conventional way that can either be very interesting and compelling or can be very boring on the surface. Now, what I found is when I stay with stuff like this, I learn. What do I learn? It'll sound slightly pretentious, but I learn about life. Now, here's another David Bedford album. This one is beautiful, Star's End. And it's really very cool, the spacey effect that he gets using an orchestra with this composition. The twinkling and blinking of stars in the sky and nebula. And the cover really captures what he's able to achieve with an orchestra. It's very electronic. There may be, and it's on the good old Virgin label. Haven't played this for a while. And so it's like, is there a slight mixture of electronics in here? No, it's Mike Oldfield's on guitar and bass guitar. Chris Cutler, who was in Henry Cowan Art Bears, on percussion, and then an orchestra. And they get some pretty spacey effects on here. Downright electronic. I'm going to keep going with the AM here since it's been such a long time. And then, just kind of thinking about a lot of things in relation to watching the video by Astral Traveler, I decided to show this album, wondering if you have any of this music by Gabriel and Riley Lee. This is Satori. Gabriel Lee is a world-recognized bamboo flute master from America. He studied extensively in Japan. This is Zen meditation music, shakuhachi and koto. That's exactly what this is. Absolutely flawless in that it achieves its end. It's very meditative and beautiful and calming and therapeutic. Yeah, I played a little bit earlier and it's like, yeah, thank the Lord for some music. Now, I think I've showed this band before, but I love this band. Going back to France, Étoile Foulée Le Blanc, I know the word foo. I'm pretty sure I understand the word foo means crazy or mad, as in lunatic. So I think it's something like this is some crazy shit is what the name of this band is. I need to glue this back together. Nope. Okay, this is from, they played in America once in New York. And this is the recording. 1978. Yep. Yep, recorded in New York. It's a three-piece, and the main instrument is saxophone. Saxophone, bass, really cool bass sound, and drums. And the drummer has a very unique style. Excellent drummer. Le Trois Fous Perdigan. Okay. I try. Another excellent Etron Filet Blanc. On the L'Orchestra label. I've had some other things on this label, which I sadly don't anymore because I sold them, but it seems to be a very good label. And my favorite of them that I have, I've got some more on CD, but this is Etron Filet Blanc, Les Poumons Gonflés. Love this. This is excellent. This is a favorite. This is fantastic, actually, in my opinion. Song on here called Alice. Fantastic. Okay, back to France. Here we have a wonderful jazz date by Joachim Kuhn, Daniel Humer, and J.F. Jenny Clark is how I also went by. And this one is called From Time to Time Free. And it's a mixture of straight ahead jazz, European style, and some free jazz. On the fantastic CMP label. I believe out of Germany, yeah. But excellent jazz. These people play really well together. I've loved Joachim Kuhn's piano playing forever. Now we take a quick trip over to Denmark because I spotted this and said, have I shown this yet? Prog band from the 70s called Ache. Pictures from Cyclist 7. This is really very, 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 very good. Bordering on being a lost classic. I'll stick my neck out and say this is that good. It's pretty close. I think it's like for you other folks that like prog, this is a must hear. They have another album called The Green Man, which I only have digitally, but I'd love to find a vinyl copy that I can afford. I've seen it on vinyl, but I haven't been able to afford it. Ache from Denmark. Now back to Italy. Il Baricentro. Sconcerto. Now this is a little more on the jazzy fusion side, but it's excellent, and I've shown it before. And I know that Astral Traveler, if you don't have this or any of their other albums, they've got a few. This is the only one I have on vinyl. This is right up our alley, man. You love this. You know this, man. You just have blown my mind with your knowledge. So it's like I'm just assuming you know about these records I'm showing. You probably have these. This is great, even though it's not French. Going back to French, a solo album by Roland Bouquet, who is from the band Catharsis. Now, I must say that Catharsis has an album that is one of my grail records that I want to get. I've seen it on eBay. I don't like to order from overseas. I try to find things in America because I've had several packages come damaged from overseas, and you're stuck with it, you know what I'm saying? But Catharsis, I can't think of the name of it right now, but they have a holy grail LP for me of prog. It's fantastic in my opinion. And now this is a little on the lighter side compared to what Bouquet did with that band. It still shows off his technique. And I'm going to have to, give this a fresh listen because I'm sure there's some standout tracks on this. This one I had to play because I'd forgotten what it's like. I bought it. It's on the Musea Parallel label, which I trust, the Musea label. It's Elaine Renaud, guitar instrumental. This is not prog per se. It's not quite jazz. It's not really introspective. It's guitar and piano mainly. some bass, 2 guitarists actually, and it's quiet for the most part, but just some really nice playing. So I guess probably more prog than jazz, yeah. But on the quiet side, Musea, good label. And the last thing that I'll show, or no, I have 2 more. Okay, I didn't want to go too long. Adelbert van Deyen, German musician. This is Eclipse on the Sky label. Now, overall, this album isn't great, but what's interesting is it's spacey. And it's got some spacey tracks like Tangerine Dream, and then he'll do these songs where he sings. And his singing's not very good. But there's also this track on here called Evil Ways, which is kind of like it's very strange, you know. It's like a sound piece, but then he goes into this strange, short singing bit. It's on the Sky label, and I just really like this. The last thing I'll show is a solo LP by Jean-Luc Chevalier, who was for a time in Magma, a guitarist. This one is called Zantique Les Jasmin, and this is excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm really, well, you won't be able to hear it. I was tempted to put it on, but you won't be able to hear it when you go down here. This is really good. And this is on the Musea label proper. Good label. I like to show labels. Good label. Once again, vinyl community in general and Astral Traveler specifically, thanks you for the inspiration, helping me rediscover my record collection.